All right, boys. Gonna do. I have the mace here. I'm swinging that about as a pseudo warm up. You know, like I said in the last video I made, I'm really fond of this thing. It's a lot of fun. I was gonna take the sword out earlier, the great sword, the claymore, swing that around for a while, but there was a bunch of groundhogs outside eating, and I really didn't want to disturb the groundhogs. They're pretty cute, so I left them alone. And I kind of forgot about it. I didn't really do anything today. I had injured my back deadlifting, which I already knew, but it was getting really bad. Horrible pain through the hips and everything, into the groin. Still there a little bit. Pain so bad I don't even fucking. Let's say I can't. I have issues, if you know what I mean. But it's starting to ease off a little bit, thanks to Maker. All right, so today I'm gonna do. I'm still training the 24 kilo clean and jerk, all that stuff. Minor setback with the back issues. Kind of training every other day, but I felt better the past few. So I'm gonna do a bit different. So the way that I'm doing these clean and jerk sets is it's 3 times, it's every other day. Day 1 is 30 minutes clean and jerk. Day 2 is just jerk for 30 minutes. Day 3 is 20 minutes split down the middle. So 10 minutes of one, 10 minutes of the other. The rep scale at first is 3 on the minute, then 4 on the minute, 3, 4, 3, 4. My plan was to go to just do it for this week, but I've only hit a couple sessions this week due to the pain. Just a little bit of a warm up there. I'm going to come back to that. Due to the pain, I've decided that next week is going to be the same rep scheme, the same progression, 3, 4, 3, 4. The following week, we're going to go to 4 for 30 minutes. Ideally do that for a week. Then it's going to be 4, 5. Then 5. 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8. That's 15 extra reps a week on the half hour and 10 or 11 on the 20 minute. So this is the basic, very, very basic strength progression plan, volume progression plan with these weights here. Today happens to be the shorter version of the clean and jerk, so I'm going to do, I have it set, I have a 40-minute session today, but 20 minutes is going to be clean and jerk, or clean and jerk and then just jerk. So I'm going to start with 3 dead clean and to jerk. Wow. Then 4 jerk. Then it's going to be the, yeah, you get the fucking point. You'll see. Now, why do I do that? I like the way it feels, pretty much. So I'm gonna do the 4 reps now, and then I'm gonna do jerk, 3 jerk, then 4 jerk. Then I'm gonna switch to conventional long cycle. And I'm just gonna do that till the 20 minutes is over. Then I have a 2 to 3 minute rest, I can't remember. And then I'm gonna do some snatching. I'm gonna try dead stop snatch with doubles. Now, when I was doing this the other day, I wasn't recording it apart from that minute or so short, but I was timing the set, so I would hold the weight overhead longer. I would take some time in the rack. And basically, I was taking that 3 and 4 reps and dragging it out for 30 to 40 seconds. I'm not really worried about that now. 3 jerk. 1, 2. So, yeah. Anyway, my shit still hurts, but I keep wanting to train. If needs be, I'm gonna switch to body weight and probably run on the treadmill. But I'm convinced now it's not a hernia due to the amount of searing hip pain and the fact that when I took a day off and kind of lightened the volume and everything, it started to ease up, and I don't believe a hernia would. Also, there's no bulges anywhere. There's no bulges in the back, the groin, the stomach, nowhere. Now we have conventional long cycle. If you are not mobile enough to do a jerk, you can either do a push press, which I personally think is awkward with kettlebells, so I would just do a clean and press. The reason it's awkward with kettlebells is because in most cases the weight's not heavy enough to really warrant the push, and it just feels awkward. Push press, also the way the weight's loaded too off to the side, just feels a little weird. Push press works way better with a barbell, in my opinion, in my estimation. So if you're not mobile enough for the jerk, just do a clean and press. Jeff Newport thinks it's the greatest thing ever. I kind of disagree, but it's still good. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I just think the ballistic movements are better. So the dead stop clean engages more muscles, obviously in the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes, and that just makes the whole lift more taxing than doing a conventional long cycle. So I like doing it. Does it have carryover to sport long cycle? No. I doubt it. Now we'll go back to my dead stop. Reset, clean type of thing. So, because I primarily do this for conditioning rather than training for sport, I think I'm about to keep the dead stop in. Park it and then go back to the clean like that. Because it just engages more muscles. So it gives it more of a conditioning hit. You can also see it is a little bit easier on the forearms. The grip is not as engaged as much, which basically means, theoretically, I can do long cycle and snatch more frequently without having a bunch of forearm pain, because I can incorporate these to give this all a little break. So I like that idea. You might notice the stance is a little wider and I'm more upright on the jerk portion. That's because I don't have to use the rack as much. I like to tight lock into the iliac crest or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I just refer to it as my hips because I don't care. But yeah, you can see that has more of a hit. So now we go back to the jerk. And I would be lying if I said that the barbell training had no carryover to this at all. Hitting the barbells again has made it much easier to handle the weight of these, but it cannot compensate for the conditioning it takes to repeatedly do double 24s. Only training those weights and those movement patterns can really do that. So yes, getting physically stronger does have some carryover to kettlebells, but not as much as some people, Tanner Shuck, like to make it out to seem like it does. So now we got 4 jerks. Like I said in my video last week, or the short after the session, the more I train with these, the more so why do I mess around with barbell training at all? Especially when literally every time I do it, I hurt myself. In 2022, it was my knees. 2023 and 4, it was the shoulders. And this most recent stint, oh, and the knee too. It took me years to get to where I had no knee pain. And now it's my back. Conventional long cycle. By the way, I didn't mention this, but I found a more efficient way to clean for the long cycle. it doesn't fatigue the forearms as much. Basically, I don't know if you noticed it, but I lock my arms into the hips and I kind of receive like this. And that honestly cuts back on the amount of forearm strain and the grip exertion. So for conventional long cycle, this has worked well for me. I'll slow it down on this set of 4 and you can see what I'm saying. But again, the dead stop clean kind of eliminates the need for that. It is a little awkward with the bigger bells because they're just bigger, but you get the idea. Anyway, the balls kind of hurt a little bit doing the clean, to be totally honest with you. But from what I've researched, could be sciatica. It could be simple as just muscular overuse. But at this point, I'm almost convinced it's not a hernia, which I'm very glad about, because that would be really bad. This, if I don't train too hard, seems to kind of ease off. There's certain ways if I lie down it kind of hurts, but stretching also helps. Another reason I don't think it's a hernia. So I guess my deadlift technique was kind of shit. I was dropping the hips too low. So that's fun. I probably should do some swings, focus on that, but I really want to get this training in, and as long as I can do it without too much pain, I'm okay with, like, I will work through some pain. Honestly, I think the snatch is worse for it than the clean and jerk, but whatever. Since I have ceased doing barbell training and hit kettlebells more regularly, much like I thought, I'm down 5 pounds at 215 instead of 220-ish. And I know I've actually lost weight because all my pants fit better. I was getting a little too chunky there. So that's also a testament to just how much fucking energy my kettlebell training burns, because I still haven't cleaned up the diet as much as I would have liked. Now we have conventional. Well, yeah, no, I have not cleaned up the diet like I kept saying I was going to do. because honestly, I don't know, like I don't know. I just don't care to. Like I was super strict. I was so strict before. I felt like shit all the time. I didn't have any energy. Like I have energy now again. Like I feel good. I'm not eating a bunch of junk food. I'm just not restricting to the degree where I would lose a bunch of weight to get down to like that 180 something I used to be. And like I feel like I found the middle ground again. So now, just kind of focusing on performance with this. Try to heal up this back injury. If I have to abandon kettlebells for a while and switch to a more body weight and running approach to stay fit, then I will drop weight, honestly. The body adapts to what you throw at it. A bunch of body weight training, you're better at that when you're lighter. And then running, you're better at running when you're lighter. So if I have to do that for a few months, I do expect to drop weight and probably get below 200 pounds for the first time in a while. I don't know that I'll like that, but we'll find out. This week with this training is sort of proof of concept for the progression method. And so next week, Monday, because today is Saturday evening, we'll officially put it into practice. So that 30 minutes of 3 and 4, Monday, Wednesday, then on Friday it'll be 20 minutes. And that's just how I'm gonna go with the progression. Throw a couple sessions in between. Probably body weight or gym. Or treadmill. Not lifting. Kind of feel a groin on that one a little bit. But like, I'm mentioning this shit so that y'all can learn from me. Don't maybe push the deadlift like I was pushing the deadlift. Especially when you have a history of injuring your back like I do. Like I've been fucking on my back since I was a teenager, doing totally stupid shit. So, yes, this is the strongest that I've ever been. This is the most fittest that I've ever been. But I do have to remember that I'm not an anime character, and that I am in my early 30s, and maybe I'm not invincible. Alright, so that's 20 minutes of that. You can see it's really not that bad. When I was doing it the other day, with just that dead stop clean, I was feeling it. Like I was getting fatigued. We're throwing in the other two. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. makes it a lot more moderate. And it was only 20 minutes. So that kind of illustrates the difference. Jerk is the easiest when the volume is low. Dead stop, clean and jerk is the hardest compared to conventional, I think, because you're engaging more muscles, and the volume, when the volume is equivalent, it's harder because there's just more work. There's more muscular engagement. It's going to be harder than the normal one. So I'm going to do something I probably should not do. I'm going to try the dead stop double snatch. I wanted to apply this to the snatch the other day. I thought to myself when I did this on what is today? Saturday? Thursday. I did this Thursday when I uploaded that short. I was like, I wonder if this would apply to the snatch. How would that carry over? So I have to try it, even with a bit of a back injury. I'm not going to do it with a single bell snatch because I did single bell snatch on Tuesday and I felt horrible all day at work and Wednesday from the pain. I feel like that aggravated my back more than this one, the double 24s for half an hour the other day. The single snatch workout I did on Wednesday, or Tuesday rather, aggravated my back way more than what I did on Thursday. So I'm going every other day right now. Let's try this. Whoa. I have no idea how many reps that was. Like, it was okay. But like, I think that was just better. So, yeah, I don't know, I think that was better. I am gonna do some double 24s now. And I probably should not do what I'm going to do here, but I'm retarded. Can't say that felt good. I didn't feel horrible. That's basically armor builder with some swings. Just for a little more of a conditioning hit. Like I said, I like 2 presses instead of 3 squats. For one reason, right now, the back hurts. Squatting has never agreed with my back, like ever, except for the front squat a little bit. And that's been a dubious relationship at best. The other reason is these weights are not heavy enough to fatigue me on pressing. You guys have seen me do a shit ton of work with 24s with ballistics and then still get presses at the end. It's not that hard for me. So personally, I don't see any reason to do 1 press and 3 squats, especially when my back hurts. No offense, Dan John. I just don't see the point. Like I said, I'm at the point where I could press 32s with relative ease, assuming I could catch them from the clean, because those would be kind of thick weights. That's right, I'm eliminating the squat because my low back. So now I'm going to do 4 swings, 3 clean and press. Drinking water from a jar that I got from Aldi with delicious peaches. Ten total reps. I did kind of cheat today. I had some tortilla chips and some bomb ass salsa, chipotle peach salsa, very tasty. I'm still a bit bloated from all the salt, because I have cut the sodium back a fair amount. And I am vegan again. I eat a whole food plant diet predominantly. High carb, low fat. Except for today. Trying to gauge how I feel at the back. I feel like I'm just going to do 5 reps of clean and press. Maybe dead stop clean and press. Maybe. See how that feels. 5 reps. I suppose with using that technique on a minute, you don't get as much recovery time. I did feel that more in the back and in the balls a little bit. See, that's why I think it's a back issue, like nerves, not a hernia. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt. That hurt. Yeah, I did not like how that felt. Damn. But like, when I feel the boys, right? There's nothing that shouldn't be there. So that's why I'm convinced it's not a hernia at this point. Same thing with the groin. There's nothing that shouldn't be there. And I don't think I'm so fat that it would cover that up, especially when I'm laying down. Because like, I don't have like the bulgy fat, you know? I don't have beer gut fat. That's visceral fat. I don't have any of that. I have like subcutaneous fat. So when I lay down flat, right? That shit all sinks. So like, I get a good feel of what's going on inside. And there ain't no bulge. Well, anyway, I know maybe that'll gross some of you out, but like, you know what to look for if you're confused about whether or not you may or may not have a hernia. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like the way that felt. That hurt. From a conditioning standpoint though, that's how I would do clean and press, honestly. Straight up, like just totally, that's how I would do it. Because you engage more muscles with just those movements. So if I was gonna do only clean and press, that's how I would do it. That dead stop, back up into a grindy press, that's way better than just doing it normal. Because again, you include more quad, more hamstring, and more glutes. So you get more of your lower body into your clean and press. And it was already a good full body movement. Okay, so I'm trying to like work out the pain because I know I probably hit like 26, 27 minutes and I want to go 40 was the plan. But like this wasn't a conditioning issue here. This was very much a, oh shit, I'm hurt again because I'm a dumbass and I train like a dumbass with really heavy weights relative to what I'm used to. I wish I didn't follow fucking Alexander Bromley's training program. I should have known that was way too much volume based on my past experience. Like, how I got strong before was taking one day and working up to a heavy squat single or double, sometimes a triple with a bit lighter weight. And then I would have a second day where I just did volume work. So I would go 75% of whatever I did on the heavy day and just do sets of 8 to 12, sometimes 15. One time I did up to 20. And I wasn't deadlifting that often. Most of my deadlift was Romanian. I should have fucking known that doing that much deadlifting, conventional deadlifting, with that kind of volume, pushing the weight up constantly was a really bad idea. I should have known better. I didn't know better. I made no progress with my bench press strength at all. I should have just known that that wasn't going to work for me. I know how I get strong. I get strong by overloading the shit out of the barbell and getting 1 to 3 reps. Like that's it. And then maybe I do 3, maybe 4 sets, tops. That's what I did before. That's how I got my bench up to 245. That's how I got my squat up to 315 in a couple of months. Like, I mean, that's just how it works for me. Doing a bunch of volume work does not work for me to gain strength. So I very much regret doing Bromley's program. It's no offense to him. It's just I know myself well enough not to do something like that. I just should have known better. Because now I'm injured again. And I keep doing it every couple years. Every time I go to the fucking gym and start hitting the barbell and trying to get all huge and super strong and shit, I end up hurting myself. Every fucking time. It's just usually I make it a couple months before I injured myself. This time I injured myself at the 4-week mark. So like, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna call it here though. The initial shock, the jolt, if you will, has faded, but I'd rather not have it done again. So I'm gonna call the session here. Because I don't want to risk anything. If all goes well, if I feel okay in the morning, I will probably do some type of body weight session. Probably burpees. That, or I'll go to the gym and do the treadmill for an hour. I don't know. Probably the burpees. Or I could do like a super basic body weight workout where I just do body weight squats, push-ups, and in and outs, which is basically a burpee without the push-up. Like a true classic burpee doesn't even have a push-up. It's literally just the down and then up portion. But like how I do it, when I'm trying to do that, like a boxing thing we did was like 20 down Hindu squats into 20 down push-ups into 20 down, the coach called it pike thruster. I don't know why. I guess the shape you make looks like a pike, it's like that. Here. It's basically a burpee, but you don't do the stand-up portion. You go down into your plank, you pop in, and then you look like a beam, or like you're bent over, but then you don't stand up. And then you do it as quickly as possible, like a thruster. So yeah, and then you just go 20 down. So you start at 20 and the goal is to get all the way down through 1 without stopping. If you're not used to doing push-ups, that will blow the fuck up out of your arms, your chest, your lats, your delt, everything. You will be so damn sore. The Hindu squats, eventually we switched to jump squats. He'd have us do jump squats. I don't think I'm in a condition to do that many push-ups. I hate push-ups because of all the push-ups that I've had to do with all that shit. I just don't like them. They suck. And they don't make you good at anything but push-ups. I don't like doing exercise that has no carryover to anything else. That's why I love kettlebells. They have so much carryover to everything that you do. Deadlifting has no carryover to anything but deadlifting. And I seriously regret trying to get a 600-pound deadlift, because I'm in a fair bit of pain right now. Now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right in here, right in there. And I'm feeling it down in here. It comes down like the back, and it sits right at the back of my balls. And I'm a little numb, and I don't like that. And I feel a bit in the groin, but again, there's no bulge or anything. There's no like intestinal shit poking through or anything. It's nerve pain. Hopefully it's not permanent nerve pain, because that would really suck. Because you don't want to be walking around with numb balls. Trust me. It's not fun. It hurts, like, to be, like, for you dudes, right? Maybe there's some younger guys who will watch it and be like, oh, I want to do X thing. You gotta be careful. This is why I said before, when I messed up my back, I try not to train it. I don't push it. It's the one thing I won't push through is back pain. Until recently. And now I'm feeling it. Like the balls are kind of numb. The groin's a little sus. And I can't fully get hard, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? And that's kind of embarrassing when you're with a girl on an amazing date night you've had planned. It's a little embarrassing. So yeah, you don't want to end up like that, kids. You really don't. So maybe hold off on the heavy deadlifts if you're into the gym. Maybe just focus on your squat and your Romanian deadlift or your trap bar deadlift. And maybe don't try to deadlift like Thor, because you're not Thor. You're not 6'9", 400 some pounds. You're 5'9", maybe 5'10", 220 pounds. And you don't have strength genetics. You have endurance genetics to do stupid high volume session with fairly low intensity explosive ballistic movements. And I know explosive ballistic movement is redundant, but you understand what I'm saying. You're not Thor. No, you're not that strong. You're not that big. You're not capable of a 1,000-pound deadlift or 1,100-pound deadlift, whatever the fuck deadlift people. I don't know why I let that inspire me. That was really stupid. That was really stupid. I should have just focused on what I'm good at, which is really high volume kettlebell training that makes most people go, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's what I'm good at. And I lost sight of that. Now I'm injured, my balls hurt, and my dick don't work great. Alright, peace out.